Cambridge Language Learning, let us know and we'll try to download the PDF for you this week. Once we go back to Dublin, we will be very busy in our offices and we won't be able to do that. But this week when we're here, sitting in the classroom, we can happily be downloading those for you. So if that helps your research, then we're happy to share that. If you're coming to Dublin in the summer, you'll have full library access. So you could also give your wish lists to the colleagues who are coming to Dublin and they can help access online resources, but also the print versions of things. So bear that in mind as well. That's another resource. So we're happy to share that with you. Just email us, okay?
So it's basically inverting the classroom, which means moving in-class activities outside and vice versa. So the traditional in-class activities that the teacher would present to the class now become actions that are done at home, and then you work on the supposed homework in the class, which is really useful because that's the time when students actually could do with help from their teachers. And then students work in class in the flipped classroom, so they have a deeper understanding of concepts, applications and connections to content are made, and students receive support as necessary. So they do the work at home in their own time. Again, if somebody is a little bit slower or somebody's a little bit faster, they can move at their own pace. They're prepared for the class when they come in. They know exactly what they want to ask the teacher, and also they can get peer support in the classroom as well. So it's a completely different concept. Has everybody got that page now? Yeah? Anybody not have the page? Okay. Has yours come up at all? No. Yeah, correct.
A 10-year-old who has a special friendship with a 44-year-old autistic man, and he's talking about autism, and that different is not so strange in a bad way. On the contrary, you can be different and weird and amazing at the same time. You are your own person. We go to dig deeper, and then it's another question because it's a discursive lesson sort of a way. Have you ever met someone who's different from you in what way? And if we're talking to grade 4, grade 5 students, I'm sure they would have lots of answers. Yes, I saw this person, he was different that way. Maybe it's a physical difference, maybe it's a mental one, maybe it's a social one, like autism, and we can have a discussion about that.
Oh, that's fantastic. You can see a lot of Egyptian energy. 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Lovely.
Now that we've said good afternoon, I'm looking around at the people who are going to be presenting, and what I'd actually like you to do is, with your team members at your table, I'd like you to tell each other what objects you're going to be talking about for the next 5 to 10 minutes, just so that you're accustomed to talking through that as well. It's very often you find when you're working with one modality, which is to practice things mentally in your head of what you're going to speak about, you write it, but actually speaking it is quite a different thing. So if you maybe just try to turn to a partner and explain to them what the objects you're going to present about will be, because it can get you a little bit accustomed to speaking on your feet in front of people as well. And if your partner looks bored, choose another person. Yeah.
This is why I love Hello Kitty very much, and again it gets back to childhood. And this is not the only item of Hello Kitty in my bag. I'm totally obsessed with Hello Kitty. My mobile charm is Hello Kitty, and my passcase is Hello Kitty. Okay? And my keychain is Hello Kitty. Really childish. And yes, I'm childish. I admit so. This is one thing. I forgot something. The cap, the summer cap, is the last thing which has Hello Kitty, don't worry. It has 2 backlit buttons inside. This is my head cap that I wear to avoid the sun as possible as I can in summer. So I have brought the 3 items that are usually found in my bag. Again, my watch, my favorite books of detective fiction, and my love for Hello Kitty.
The first object is earphones. Okay, I use earphones to listen to music. Music is the flow of my life. Okay, it helps me to carry on living day by day. Yes, the high and low of everyday life. Okay, I listen to classical music when I've got something in my mind to think about. When I'm sleeping, yes, I sleep on classical music. Yes.
As for the ball, you can guess, like I like to play a lot of games, a lot of sports and so on, and even in teaching I like to use a lot of games to motivate my students and so on. And if we're going to take this idea to a greater level, let's think that life is a big game in itself. Too dramatic, you know. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. So these were the 3 objects that I'd like to tell you about. And now, do you have any questions? No, thank you so much. Yeah.
This is because of my father. He used to travel a lot and experience different cuisines, and he gets best spices of this different type of cuisine. And then when he comes back, he tells me about all this experience, and he's a really great cook. So we cook together, and he's the reason that I always try new food, even if I don't like certain ingredient. And he always tells me, don't judge a book from its cover. So try it, then say you like it or dislike it. It's okay.
The 3 things that you may find in my bag are a flash memory with a horror movie on it. The second thing is Batman, and you're going to understand why. And the third thing is a pencil with an eraser on it. Okay? The first object is the microphone. It is a symbol for the first stand-up comedy that I made in my life. Actually, I am a fun person, or at least my friends tell me that I am. I tend to laugh my way out of things. I laugh at myself about situations. I think it's a good way to survive stressful situations. So I'm going to finish this presentation and I'm like, I was like this.
And actually it has many things. It's a kind of diary, and it contains memos from my old friends, my old colleagues, and it has some, something like an autograph. Actually, if I met people like Brian, for example, or Caroline, I used to say, "Hi Brian, may you sign this autograph?" Yeah. So it was like this, and it contains many memories of my childhood and the early adulthood, actually.
So today I'm going to tell you about my favorite 3 objects which I can have in my bag. First is my mobile phone, which I'm using it 24 hours, so I can't live without it. I'm obsessed with it. Everything, all the apps, social media, and networking. So I'd like just to know who is joining me in that. I have some ideas. I got some ideas on my mobile. So believe it or not, that next Monday I have a paper in the conference of Alexandria University, and I got the idea from an application on my mobile.
Anyway, as for the heart, you mean heart? Do you mean a heart-shaped toy? Yes. So, in many stationaries or shops which sell presents, there are many teddies or teddy bears holding a heart.
No.
Don't you like things like that?
No.
Just plastic made or heart-shaped toys made?
Any heart.
Like not
Just
those
to see
with
a heart.
teddies.
Just to see a heart.
And his choice of this icon really reflects his own character. I know him, but he was lying when he said that he was using the mobile phone for only 5 hours. I always see him on the phone all the time, and he uses this in enhancing new technology and downloading some programs for our students.
And the way we develop as people, as persons, throughout our experience and life, the same, our languages evolve with us. So it's a two-way all the time. There are two main forms. So languages develop, languages change through contact between different languages, between different people, okay? And there are two types of forces. Endogenous, which are internally driven, okay, from the community, the person, the community, so the language, linguistic community. I intend to keep you awake, active. So there will be theory questions, okay? So what do you know about the history of English? Please take some notes, think about it. We're talking about, so do you know when it was first, it started to develop? Do you know how the standard became a standard? Do you know what populations have invaded England?
The Anglo-Saxon, of course, in England, but it's a Germanic language in its origins, but the Roman invasion exposed it to Latin. It's a neighboring country of France and had a lot of influence on it. Also the Welsh language and the Gaelic language, like Scottish and Irish, also had a lot of influence on English. And it's very flexible. It's open to change. So, thank you.
As they exactly mentioned, it's really essential today to have this English language or to master the English language because it's becoming drastically important for joining the job market. In some countries, I think their native language is almost fading and it's being replaced by English, like in India. And there are some resources that are only available in English on the internet, so you're not going to find another translation. You have to read it in the original language and then try to comprehend it on your own. So that's why the English language is really important today.
We'll be just out of this world now. Okay, all technology, as I said, the high technological society needs English to be improved. All things in our lives depend on technology. Mobile phone, computers, our jobs, everything. So if you do not speak English, you will not be able to do this properly.
So because of games and YouTube, he even searched the YouTube using the microphone before even knowing how to write. So he wants to watch Tom and Jerry film, so he will just click on the microphone sign, yes, and say Tom and Jerry. So when comparing myself to him, I find that the spoken rather than the colloquial or spoken English is widely spread rather than the standard English.
Okay.
When we came to practice our English, we read books, we watched movies, and maybe listen to songs.
I have already said English has become more inclusive to other cultures, so now we can see more accents and more dialects even added to the dictionary. We now see African American English widely accepted. English used to be more prescriptive when we teach. When we teach English, we say that's right and that's wrong. But now we can see that it mainly focuses on communication rather than what's supposed to be said. And maybe this is because of globalization, as already said by my colleague, because of the addition of other accents and other cultures to the language. The language became more descriptive of the nature of the cultures that are included to it.
English is the most flexible language in terms of change. Like, for example, we had this form-function change of the words in English. Like, for example, the Shakespearean language, of course, is not like everyday language. For example, we have some common words that have been used or that were actually used in Shakespeare that used to have different meanings. Like, for example, the word silly. Well, actually, this used to mean worthy of blessings or something like that. Now, silly, this is not really a very good word nowadays. And also the word naughty. It used to mean you had, like, when you had note, meaning that you had nothing. So now naughty is now a negative meaning as well. So I think this change that happens in the language in terms of the invention, for example, in terms of the technology, as my colleague mentioned, like words like Google, to WhatsApp someone, this is very different before. So yes, it also it's very flexible in this sense.
How would you communicate with your students if you don't know the language you're using?
Yes.
So you have to be updated to the language the students are using.
So
in order to communicate.
Awareness of...
Yeah, and we know that all languages actually change, and we have to accept this. That's actually what we do in school, that we teach standards, even in Arabic language, because we are a diverse community, is that we teach Arabic, modern standard Arabic, while we're talking colloquial Arabic. So at the end of the day, actually, the students, they can't really write in modern standard Arabic. They switch. So actually introducing two varieties at the same time, I don't think it's a bad idea. Okay, so I have a question. So we choose the second one, but how would we define a native speaker? That's the main point actually we want to discuss. Who would you say is a native speaker? Is like someone who was born in the US or in England? Everyone, actually. How would you define a native speaker?
So, yeah, we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
Is it just in a circle that is a native speaker, or...
As English native speaker?
Yeah, it's actually English. Some studies say that native speaker is something that's a political thing that came up so that you have an identity to the country, but there is no native speaker. And also I have another question for everyone. So if we have a chance to employ a teacher who's a native speaker, but doesn't have any experience in teaching, and another one who's a non-native speaker but have an experience, which one should we choose? And this actually was a question published, and most people said that they would hire the non-native speaker who has an experience. Okay, but does it apply to Asian?
No.
Yeah, we look for native speakers, whether they are experienced or not, whether they are on the level of education to teach the students or not. But the most important that we find a native speaker so that we have international schools.
We think that there are, like you said before, there are a number of factors that affect how our language is widespread, which is the economic power, politics, and these kinds of things. And I think these factors are dynamic. They change all the time. They are not static. So politics change. Any country can come up and rule the world at any time. You will never know. And also China and Turkey and India, people go there all the time to buy products. So we have many products here in Egypt that come from Turkey or from China. So people, when they go there, the Turkish people, they don't tend to use English. So they have to learn Turkish so they can communicate with them.
It has to do with what we're doing today and what's been covered today. And the slides are going to be made available to you afterwards, so you can put them in there as well, and then read it. You're going to be sent them, there's going to be a drive for all the slides and all the information, okay? So you can just do about what you were learning about today, why you're interested in it. And it's great because you can all decide together and communicate together. And there, so this is what you're going to be doing.
So, just to make more clear what English as a lingua franca is, we see communication between native speakers, and some possible feature of differentiation between the foreign language and English as a lingua franca can be found at the level of the lexicogrammar, the level, pronunciation, and pragmatics.
Okay, I'm just going to say more or less the same, but I was going to speak of one aspect, whether students are coming just because they want to learn actually English language, like they're coming somewhere in a language center, or for example, or are they actually taking the English course as a prerequisite in addition to other courses in the university or schools or whatever. So it differs actually when you ask them in university if it is a prerequisite course, language course, we say maybe because yes, language is universal, English is a universal language, and at the end of the day we need to pass the exams. So this is somehow very
so that's the motivation.
disappointing, yes. I mean, maybe it's kind of disappointing for the teacher on the first day, but then maybe things change.
And that's the text I read out for you there, and that's from Lillard from 1956. And again, I'll make this available for you as well, so you're able to use it yourself. So when we first provided information that the piece is about flying a kite, memorization and subsequent retrieval of information is better and facilitated. So it's because of human memory. Okay? And we may often neglect such aspects when we speak a second language. They are nevertheless quite relevant to the communication as well. So the final thing to focus on is body language, and body language is generally considered to be a paralinguistic aspect of communication, but it's equally important as well. And I like to look at the research of Amy Cuddy, who's a professor of social psychology at Harvard, and she does research into power dynamics, and she basically did a lot of research on how expressions of power are exhibited through the body as well. So she essentially talks about how when we interact with people, we try to judge people on the basis, or we tend to judge people on the basis of warmth, trustworthiness, and on the basis of competence. So if we feel that the person is warm, trustworthy, then we're more comfortable to listen to them. If we feel that they're competent, we're more comfortable to listen to them as well. But basically, if you look at the other people here, they essentially look like they're lacking in confidence, as if they have low power. So this person here has joined the hands together, shoulders are slumped in, this person is crouched over, this person is doing this, back of the neck, very much a kind of an exhibit of like low power as well. This person is folding the arms, okay, and then this person here is like trying to hold himself, okay. So these are all examples of high power and low power. And what she recommends in her study is that you take this Wonder Woman posture. But you can kind of get the point about like the importance of memory, the importance of trying to get your signposts out in the very beginning, and by going through that comfortably. And then also remember how you feel, people can pick up on that as well. If you're feeling comfortable, they'll mirror that too. Okay? And if you try the power pose and it doesn't make you feel evil, or like you're ready to attack, then that's also kind of a tip as well. I don't want you to attack your labs tomorrow. So that basically is it. That concludes our session, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for your presentations as well. Thank you.